What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. While the NBA Finals are still happening, we're of course still waiting on what happens with Kevin Durant. Jams was just talking about this like 24 hours ago with Pat McAfee, and he said that the three teams that are like one or two pieces away are like San Antonio, Minnesota, and Miami. So here we are talking about maybe the Miami situation in this and how they could get Kevin Durant. It feels like I barely ever do Miami Heat rebuilds, so here we are today. We're going to do a Kevin Durant Miami Heat rebuild in NBA 2K25. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We're currently on the road to 50,000 subs. So you want to help us reach that goal, that would be amazing. So I haven't built out the trade just yet because I was kind of looking to see what the package could be for Durant if Miami were to make it happen. So the first piece I think we can all kind of like guess that will be in there is in fact Andrew Wiggins. I think Andrew Wiggins will 100% be in the trade. That's no debate. If he is sent to Miami, that is. Obviously, Miami has not pulled off a big trade since like the Jimmy Butler sign-in trade. So it would be kind of awesome to see, I guess, Pat Riley do something for Miami Heat. I think Heat fans would be super excited about that. As far as Durant to Miami, I don't really know if that makes them contenders out East. What I will say, it probably does because of how wide open the East is. If it was just the normal East, I'm not sure it would be. But since it's so wide open, I definitely think it could be. So you could either throw in like Duncan Robinson's salary or Terry Rozier's salary. I don't think it matters either way. But one of them probably has to be involved too. But this isn't it. It's not just Wiggins and Robinson, right? I think that 20th pick is probably involved. And then here's the other part of the trade that I've seen debated. Is it going to be like a combination of Jovic and Hawkins together, or is it going to be Khalil Ware? That remains to be seen. If he is into Miami, which one would it be? It sounds like Phoenix fans really want Khalil Ware, and it sounds like Miami fans are saying there's no way in hell you're getting him. So there's really no way for me to do this correctly and make people happy, but I have a feeling that Khalil Ware may be involved in it. So I think we are going to have Khalil Ware in the trade in today's video, just, you know, because I feel like to bridge the gap between the other packages, I think Miami would have to offer Khalil Ware because I think people would offer something much better than Jovic and Hawkins. I really do. So I think if Khalil Ware was involved, then you have a discussion with Phoenix. So it's going to be Wiggins, Robinson, you know, at 20 or 20th overall pick and Khalil Ware, and that's it. You could get another pick in here, but I'm going to leave it at this. So this is the trade we're going to do, and Kevin Durant is now on the Miami Heat. As we head straight to team and player options, we have Jovic and Jaime Jaquez still going to be accepted, and then here are the rest of your free agents. So obviously Davion Mitchell is somebody I would imagine Miami wants back, so that is what we'll do. So Davion Mitchell ended up being a really good piece for them when they traded for him. And then let's see what else we have going on here. So we also have Hero, who is probably going to move back to the 2 guard, honestly. So we can go ahead and do that right now. So Tyler Hero will move to shooting guard right now. Definitely plan on keeping him throughout the video because he's a stud in 2K. And he was really good last year. Now in the playoffs, obviously, kind of wasn't the greatest, but he was really good throughout the regular season. We have Pell Larson as well. Jaime Jaquez, Haywood Smith. We got Kevin Durant. I don't know why I said it like that. Haywood Highsmith. It's Haywood Highsmith. And you got Bam Adebayo, Kyle Anderson, Nikola Jovic. So do we move? I think we probably play Kevin Durant. Maybe, well, I guess we're going to move Bam to the 5 in this scenario since obviously Khalil Ware is gone. So Bam Adebayo will go to the 5 spot. And then I guess we could keep Kevin Durant at the 4. That's fine. And we still have Kevin Love too. Okay, so then yeah, this is probably what it's going to look like. So we definitely need to get Davion Mitchell back. And we also have Terry Rozier's salary that we could use at our disposal. Is this a second apron team? No, we're kind of under it based off it maybe being about 190 million next year. That's kind of the expectation. So we could try to use Rozier's salary and like Jovic and Jaime Jaquez and do something with that. So I do think that's probably the next step. Because if Miami is left with one of the Robinson or Rozier salaries, they could probably do something else if they wanted to. I do kind of like this trade from the Washington Wizards, but I'm not going to trade a first-round pick to make this happen. So if we can maybe somehow make this like a second, and I mean, I wouldn't mind throwing Haywood Highsmith in here for getting Corey Kispert. I'm going to offer a second. Okay, they want Kevin Love. They'll give me, that's better. We'll do that. So Kevin Love can head to Washington. So we're going to acquire Marcus Smart and also Corey Kispert, which I do like. Corey Kispert, obviously, more often than not, is a good shooter. Didn't shoot maybe as well last year, but 36% still pretty solid. So we're going to get Davion Mitchell back. We could use a better backup 5, obviously, but you could just maybe move Nikola Jovic there and call it good. I don't know if we like that. If we have money to sign a better center, so like Jalen Williams, but he wouldn't be here in real life. There's Luke Cornett, obviously could be serviceable. I mean, he's had good minutes for Boston before, so I'm going to go ahead and give him a 1-year deal for now. Not my long, well, I'll wait on that. But Davion Mitchell, of course, is going to get an extension from me. He's going to be very cheap as well. 4-year deal. Cannot complain about giving him about $9 million a year. So that is done. Okay, now let's go see if Cornette's still available. He is. There is Nurk as well, which would be interesting. We should get him 1 year, $3 million. Maybe we'll do that. And if he signs, he does. Okay, so that's going to be our offseason. So Durant is here with Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo. We bring in Marcus Smart. Oh my gosh, we have a lot of qualifying offers. But bring in Marcus Smart. We bring in also Corey Kispert. You have Kyle Anderson down. You have Marcus Smart down, which I kind of expected. But of course, Davion Mitchell is going to be the one that starts at point guard for us with Hero at the 2. Luke Cornette's down, but still going to be a fine backup center. All right, I can't wait to kind of see what this team looks like going into year number 1. Does Durant make this team a contender out east? I think with it being wide open, there's probably good, they probably do. But if it was a normal east, I would say no. But it will probably be wide open for them. So let's go ahead and take a look at the lineup going into year number 1. So 2K does have us ranked 11th in the power rankings, which is a good sign. We're a 4-star pace in space, but, obviously Eric Spoelstra's at defense. I think the best thing we could probably do is just run balance. That's usually the safe thing to do. So I'm going to go ahead and move Eric Spoelstra to balance really quickly. Can't wait to kind of see what this team does in year 1. So here's your rotation, if I can get there correctly. Damn. All right, so we got Davion Mitchell, Tyler Hero, Corey Kispert, Durant, and Bam Adebayo. I like that a lot. With Cornette, Jovic, Marcus Smart, and Pelle Larsson. Don't mind that at all either. So this is looking pretty good. Can't complain. So I'm going to leave this the way it is. Hero and Durant obviously going to be our scorers. And then we got Kispert to space the floor. Davion Mitchell do his thing as well. And then obviously Bam Adebayo going to be kind of our defensive anchor plus our other scorer, which is great. So got tendencies. Durant's is pretty high. Tyler Hero's is pretty high, which is what I want. And Bam Adebayo's is somewhat high as well, which is good. So I will see you guys at the end of year 1. I do not think I'll be stopping at the deadline, but if I do, of course, I will show you. So at the end of year number 1, Shea wins MVP. Flag is your Rookie of the Year in Dallas. You got Malik Monk, 6th man. Giannis, Offensive Player. Durant, Most Improved. And Paul is your Clutch Player. And Tom Thibodeau is your Coach of the Year. And Staples is your Executive. So here's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second, and All-NBA third team. We do get Durant thinking on here for All-NBA third team. Love that. All-Defensive first team and All-Defensive second team. So no Bam Adebayo or anything like that. Here's All-Rookie first team and All-Rookie second team. So we did end up as a playoff team, the 6th seed in the East. So we were basically just kind of here. We went 43 and 39. I mean, at least we're in the bracket and avoided the play-in at least. So we'll have to see how we, how we do against a team like Toronto, though, who often is a sneaky good team in 2K. Obviously, there's more improvements we can do, which I plan on doing as much as we can. But we're going to go ahead and see how we're going to do in these playoffs. So I'm going to go 40 bench utilization. Do we go, maybe 8-man rotation here for these playoffs? I think I'm cool with that. So we're going to go 8 deep and try to be as conservative as possible with our rotation. So Toronto has, let's see, we got Quickly, Grady Dick, Brandon Ingram. So yeah, it's like the same Raptors team we all are aware of. Obviously, they may end up trading for Durant as well. We'll see if that ends up being the case. But we got to deal with also Al Horford on their team, I noticed. But let's go game by game here. So game 1 is going to go to Toronto. Game 2, we even it up. Game 3 goes to them. So we got to even it up, but now we're down 3-1. So far, this isn't looking too grand, but let's see if we can come back from 3-1. If not, we obviously have a huge offseason ahead of us to make this team more improved. It looks like we will force another game to happen. We got a game 6 coming. Now we're back in Miami to force, hopefully, a game 7. Toronto has the lead right now, and I don't know if they're going to relinquish it. It's looking bad for us, and we're going to get blown out in game 6 on our home floor. So, not a good showing at all. I would assume if that were to happen, Durant would be on his way to another team. I'm just kidding. But we got New York and Toronto. We got Knicks and Mavericks, and the Knicks go on to win the championship. Mavericks, or they beat the Mavericks in 5. I think it's funny how the Knicks always rehire Tom Thibodeau, by the way. I definitely fired him in this file, and he just always gets rehired. So, because there's probably nobody else to hire. And that's what the Knicks are dealing with right now. They're trying to get Mike Brown, apparently, maybe. We'll see if that ends up being the case. But the one thing we do have is our own pick, which is nice. So we got the Pelicans getting number 1 pick via the Bucks. Then Rockets should not have that pick via the Nets. So I'll probably go ahead and fix that. And then, so I need to fix that all the time. 19th pick goes to us. Okay. Staff signing. Obviously, we're not going to get rid of Eric Spoelstra. We're going to head to draft night, and I'm going to go fix that pick with the Rockets and Nets real quick. Go ahead and get to our pick in this 2026 draft and see what we can do here. So we have what? Braden Burries, Caden Boozer. I do think we will probably take Braden Burries here. Hall of Fame ceiling. I think I've seen him develop pretty well before. So This feels like a solid pick here. Behind Tyler Hero going forward, I don't know what his overall will be out of the gate, but someone that can maybe become something for us is what we're kind of looking for. We got Pelle Larsson and then Miles Bird, who we got in that trade from Washington. He's only 21 years old, so I guess we can kind of see it out to see if he develops at all. And then we got Josh Christopher and Nikola Jovic. I don't think I'll be worried about Josh Christopher, but Jovic is definitely somebody that I don't want to let walk for nothing. So Kevin Durant's asking for a whopping $66 million. Obviously, he is the theme of today's video, so we will be re-signing him. Jovic is asking for $50 million a year, which isn't too bad. I'm going to give Durant a 3-year deal. We'll give him as much as he's asking for. Let's see if he just signs that. He does. Durant will be back, which is great because we would have lost him. Well, I would have forced him back, but it would have been terrible if he would have just left. Okay, so I think the main thing I would like to upgrade is our backup 5 spot for sure. We got Pelle Larsson, who's going to play backup 2 again, but Braden Burns is awaiting in the shadows maybe. Kyle Anderson's expiring contract definitely could be used for that center maybe we're looking for. We should be able to combine salaries still too. So, yeah, we're still good on that. So let's go ahead and see if we can combine like Slow-Mo with Bird to get like a better backup center or something. I'm going to be honest, this isn't a better backup center, but Isaac Okoro definitely is kind of an interesting add here. So I'm going to go ahead and do this trade with the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're going to get Kyle Anderson, Miles Bird, and a 2nd-round pick for Isaac Okoro. So Isaac Okoro is going to come to Miami. Going to be an interesting piece for us off the bench, so I like that addition quite a bit. But obviously, there's still more to figure out. It's just basically getting a backup 5, and I think what I'm going to try to do, if I can, is go to day... Well, Jovic, like I said, maybe we could sign and trade Jovic, honestly. That could be an idea, too. So we may look into that idea, but I also want to see what day 12 looks like, if there's like a backup 5 willing to sign somewhere for cheap. I don't know if there will be, but if not, day 12, we'll sign and trade Jovic for a center. Okay, so centers that will maybe sign a 1-year deal like Jackson Hayes. He would maybe sign one, but we want Jackson Hayes, Jalen Williams, Robert Williams. Robert Williams is a free agent. Can't get him. Daron Sharp. Ooh, someone I always love getting. Daron Sharp is here. Would he sign a... Well, we can't offer this, but would he sign a 1-year deal? This is as much as we can offer. He says no. So Daron Sharp is going to be not happening. Okay. And then there's like Ousmane Deng. I think we got to sign and trade Jovic. I think that's the best thing we can do. So I think I'm going to give him his... Well, maybe we don't even sign and trade him, but we're going to give him his deal. We'll give him a 4-year contract. Make it a little bit more expensive. That way we have the ability to sign and trade him somewhere. So we'll give him $14 million a year, and we'll see what he can give for us. San Antonio Spurs want to give me Nick Richards in a 2nd for Nikola Jovic. I think we got to jump on that. So I think we're going to go ahead and do that. We get Nick Richards, who's on a nice 3-year deal to be our backup center. I think he's going to be a solid backup 5 to have. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and make this trade happen. So San Antonio gets Nikola Jovic while we go ahead and walk away with our new backup center and Nick Richards to replace, obviously, Khalil Ware. Where's Khalil Ware up to this point? What is his overall now? Because obviously that's a player we're missing out on from the trade. He is a 84 overall already, so shout out to Khalil Ware. I wanted to keep him, but I was just trying to be somewhat realistic here and think that he might be part of the trade package. Okay, so did we do a whole lot to upgrade? I can't say that we confidently did, but the one thing I will do, if we're at the trade deadline and the team is still just mid, maybe we have to look into trading Tyler Hero away, potentially. I may look into that idea and see if there's like a star we can get for him. Obviously, the Tyler Hero trade package has never led to a superstar, but if we combine a bunch of firsts with him, would that turn into something? I don't know. We still have Braden Burns we can combine too, but it's definitely something to look into if the team is still struggling. So we have 4-star balance rotation. We have Davion Mitchell, Tyler Hero, Corey Kispert, Durant, Bam Adebayo, Nick Richards, Isaac Okoro, Pelle Larsson, and then we could obviously run 9-man rotation. That's fine. So 9-man rotation gets obviously Christopher in. I think I'm going to give Braden Burries these minutes. We might as well, right? So let's give Braden Burries some minutes. So we're actually not even technically 9 deep, which is kind of funny, but we are going to run 9 anyway with Braden Burries getting some minutes. Okay. I will see you guys at the trade deadline. If the team is mid, I literally might look into trading Hero while he's an expiring contract to see if we can get like a good player or not. So currently we're exactly where we were last year based off this time, 26-24. 6th seed in the East. So we're a playoff team, but we aren't like obviously a good team right now. So I do think I want to use Tyler Hero's contract as it is an expiring to trade for somebody. So I have a couple guys in mind. So we take a look at the options that we're kind of looking into if I can find it obviously in team intel. So here's the 2 guys. It's Ja Morant in Memphis. The Scarlet rebuild time in Memphis. They want prospects or draft picks. So Ja Morant is not someone to trade for very often, but he definitely could become an interesting guard to combine with Durant and Bam Adebayo. Now, I will say, if Durant wanted to play with Ja Morant, he probably would have just, you know, wanted to go to Memphis, and up to this point, it sounds like he hasn't wanted to go there. So don't know if we want to force that to happen. Or there is Joel Embiid as well in Philadelphia, only 32 years old, would fit kind of what we're still trying to do here. We can move Bam to the 4, Embiid at the 5, Durant at the 3. Like, that could be interesting. Your 2-guard spot becomes a little confusing, but I think Embiid would probably be available, so that's another trade I kind of like as well. I'm not going to lie. I think Embiid makes a little bit more sense than John Morant does, honestly, so I think that's what I'm going to try to do. We're going to see if we get Joel Embiid off the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, his contract might be hard to match, so we got to keep that in mind. So if we can't get Embiid, we might just go for Durant. So we're going to offer Tyler Hero's contract. We need $18 more million in here. So I guess it's going to have to be a Coro salary. And then that's probably not even going to get us there yet anyway. Jeff Doughton. So we need about $6 more million. Gonna have to be Nick Richards, isn't it? Is this worth it? Or do we just go for... I don't know if this is going to be worth it. That's the problem. So do we just go for... Can you give me Ousmane Deng back in return at least? I doubt it. Like, this is probably going to be really... Maybe it is just a John Morant trade. Maybe that's what we do. So 2029, 2031. Like, this doesn't feel like a good offer. And we get Ousmane Deng in return as well. I mean, not another first. I was going to throw a second in here. I'm gonna assume they say no to this. But Hero, Okoro, first round pick Nick Richards, and then we get Ousmane Deng and Embiid. Oh, okay. I did not think they'd actually accept that, but they sure did. Okay, well, Embiid is now a 76ers. That was a little bit easier than I thought it'd be. So the one thing I'm going to do, you might sue me for this, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to push this peak in age up so we actually have some shelf life with Joel Embiid, because obviously his leg injuries are a concern, but since we got him in this video, we need him to be good or we're going to be in trouble. So I'm glad we got Ousmane Deng to bridge that backup 5 gap, I guess, for now. That was kind of interesting. They accepted that. Durant's up to a 96 at the 3, which is nice too. So, okay, so now you have this kind of going. We have Davion Mitchell, Josh Christopher, Durant, Bam Adebayo, and Joel Embiid. Corey Kispert, Pell Larson, Ousmane Deng, and Jeff Doughton. So, 2 guys we just got in return of that trade. The one thing we do have going for us is that Braden Burries could maybe become that starting 2 guard for us in the future. Maybe we just give him the nod right now. Why not, right? Let's go ahead and just give him the start immediately. Kind of see what he can do. But we have to hope that Joel Embiid will turn our fortune around. But this should be kind of an interesting team. Can't wait to see what it turns into. But this is probably your starting 5 for the rest of the video, if I had to guess. We got to keep hoping that Pell Larson develops. And yeah, so we'll see if this turns out to anything good. 26-24 right now. Really need this team to turn things around. Hopefully they do, but we'll see. So Jokic is going to win MVP. We got DeBanza Rookie of the Year in Brooklyn. Anthony Sixth Man, Wemby Defensive Player. Dylan Harper is your most improved. And Durant's your clutch player. So it's cool to see Durant still balling. Kid, Coach of the Year, and Hobson is your executive. So here's All-NBA first team, All-NBA second, and All-NBA third team. Durant does make it on here again. All offensive first team and all defensive second team. Get Bam Adebayo making it on here too, which is nice. So love that. And Braden Burries was on all rookie team. Okay. So we are in the plan, but we're the top of the plan as the 7th seed, which is nice. So here were your player stats. He had 26 from Embiid, or from Durant, 21 from Embiid, 19 from Bam Adebayo, and 13 from Corey Kispert. So we're going to go to an 8-man rotation in these playoffs just like we did last year. They want to start Pell Larson, which is fine. I'm still going to go ahead and, no, I guess that leaves Braden Burries out of it. That's fine. Kind of a rookie, but we gave him plenty of playing time this year, so that's a good thing. Now we get to play Brooklyn. So let's go see what, whoops, if I can get there, Brooklyn has. So Yaka Chonas, Cameron Thomas, AJ DeBanza, Randall, Jakob Claxton, Cameron Johnson, and Zara Williams. So, not Simcast Live. We don't want that. Let's go ahead and just Simcast, obviously. So, let's see if we can't Simcast this one and just get in the first leg so we don't have to worry about having to play here again in a win-or-go-home situation. Looking good right now. We do beat the Nets. It kind of would have been very disappointing had we not made the playoffs this year, so I'm glad we're in. But the problem is we get to play the Boston Celtics. So, Boston, of course, isn't always the scariest team in 2K, even though you think they would be. But they aren't. So they're beatable. So let's see if we can do that. So game 1 is going to go to us. Beat them by 1 point on their home floor. Love that. Game 2 is going to go to them. Game 3, we take care of home court so far. We take care of both games. And we will beat them in 6. Yes, I put it into existence and it happened. Okay, so we take out the Boston Celtics in round 1. So lovely. Love that. So now we have ourselves the Detroit Pistons. So obviously Detroit, an up-and-coming young team. I feel good about our chances here. Let's see if we can get past them. So game 1 goes to them. Game 2, we even it up. Game 3, big game here. We're up 2-1. Can we go up 3-1? Come on. Oh my gosh, we might be going to the conference finals. Let's just keep this momentum up. Let's Simcast game 4 And can we take out the Pistons here to avoid a game 5? Or, sorry, game 6. This is game 5. And we will barely hang on. 112 to 100. Pelle Larsson with 19 in that one. Love that. All right. So we're in the conference finals. Just like that. We get to play Brooklyn or Indiana. We beat Brooklyn in the play-in, which is the funniest part. So it would be crazy if we played them again. But we got Indiana also fighting with them. So Brooklyn takes the 3-2 lead. Give me the Nets, man. I would love to play the Nets in the conference finals. We may have... okay, I won't say anything. I was gonna say something, but that might jinx it, so I'm not gonna say anything. Even though I try not to believe in that stuff anymore, because it messes with your head, man. But Nembhard dropped 26, but the Nets win. So we were able to beat them in the play-in. So we'll see if we beat them here to get to the NBA Finals. But this ended up being a pretty easy bracket for us, because we got Boston, obviously, which is a tough team. But in 2K, we all know they're not as tough as they are in real life. We got the 6th-seeded Pistons instead of the 3rd-seeded Cavaliers, and now we get the 8th-seeded Nets. 2 teams from the play-in just made it to the conference finals, which is just absurd. But game 1 goes to the Nets. They beat us by 1. We even it up, though. So we're good there. So we just got to win 1 on their floor. So let's see if we can do that in game 3. This is our chance. This is a wide open chance for us to get to the finals. So I really hope we take advantage of this. But the Nets do have age to advance us, so who knows. We have a game 4, big game 4. If we lose this one, we're in trouble. Maybe I shouldn't have asked for the Brooklyn Nets. It looks like we'll win this one, though, as long as we don't blow a big lead. So now we got a huge game 5 to see if we can take the 3-2 lead. Okay, big game 5, huge game 5. We got to win this one. On our home floor, too, got to take advantage. We get 2 games at home guaranteed as long as we win 1 here. Come on, let's go. This is the first one, obviously. We're blowing them out so far. It's looking good, and we are headed to... Whoa, not yet. Hold on. Hold the phone. We're headed to game 6 with the advantage. So we got to win in Brooklyn. We avoided game 7 at all costs. We should be good there. Can we do it, though, is the question. It's a close game so far. Can we hang on? Can we hang on? It looks like we will. We're going to beat the Nets in 6, and we're in the NBA Finals with the Miami Heat. So the Joel Embiid trade seems like it is paying off so far. Love that. Okay. We got OKC and Dallas. Who would I rather play is the question. Funny enough, I'd rather play the Thunder. I don't know why, but I just have a weird feeling we would be able to beat the Thunder than we would the Mavericks. So... who is it going to be? It is going to be a game 7 for them. I'm rooting for you, OKC. OKC. Make it happen. No, but Dallas is blowing them out. So we're going to play the Mavericks, and the Mavericks sometimes break your hearts, man, when you're in the finals. So Dallas is going to be the opponent. Flag and Kevin Durant, your conference finals MVPs. Okay. So we got Kyrie Irving, Max Christie, Flag, AD, Derek Lively, Gafford, Ayo Dosunmu, Jaden Hardy, and Najee Marshall. So obviously, like I said, Dallas is always really tough. It would not shock me in the slightest if we lose here. I'm going to simcast game 1. That's how kind of terrified I am to play the Mavericks. I'm not going to lie. We have a nice lead here on their home floor, but can we keep it is the question. They're trying to get back in it, but we do win game 1. So that's a good start. 42 from Durant. He's averaging 34 in the playoffs so far. So Durant is playing extremely well. And they want to fix... They want to put Josh Christopher in over Pelle Larsson, I guess, which is interesting. Sure, I guess if that's what you guys think is best. Okay. We win 2 in a row, both on their home floor. They're going to be in the lead here this time around, but we are still on their tail. But I think they're going to tie the series. Okay, so 106 to 121. We got to win 1 on our home floor, though. If we win or we lose both here, we're in trouble. Let's not lose both. They might look to take game 3. Can we get back in the game, though? No, we're going to lose. Okay, so we kind of got back in it, but Pelle Larsson's cold now, which is annoying. Okay. Game 4, we need it. Worst way possible. We won game 1. Can we win game 4 now after they won 2 in a row? Gonna be close. We gotta hang on here. Okay, we barely win. Okay, 2-2. This is tough, but we're here. Game 5. We've simcasted literally every game. That's the funniest part about this. Okay, so it's looking good for them so far, but we do get back in it. Lovely. Can we take the lead? Can we hang on? We will. 193. We are 1 game away from bringing the Miami Heat to a championship with Kevin Durant, Bam, and Joel Embiid. And honestly, I almost would feel good about ending it on that, but I don't think I will because we only did what, like 2 seasons? It would be nice to end on a championship, but let's make sure we win it at least first. So let's see if we can win this. Come on, let's go. This is going to be a very big game. We're going to lose. Game 7 is happening. Oh, boy. Okay. This is it, man. If we don't have a chance in hell. Well, it's game 7, so I don't even know what I was about to say. But, man, if we don't win here, I don't know if we're going to win a championship in this video. That's what I was going to try to say. So, fingers crossed. It goes in our favor here. Dallas is going to start off with a big, well, it's not that big of a lead. But they're winning every quarter so far. Are we ever going to get back in the game? Oh, boy. We blow a 3-2 lead. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't think we're going to make it back either. I really don't think we are. I think this was our chance, and we just blew it. So we lost in 7 to Dallas. We had a 3-2 lead. We simcasted every game. All right. Well, Mike Conley's going to retire a Miami Heat, which is fine. We're going to run this back, obviously, but I'm going to be honest, guys. I don't know if we're getting another chance. That bracket swung on our way so perfectly that I don't see that happening again. We had the lowest seeds in the next 2 rounds. Man, I don't know. But we're going to try. So player options. We got Corey Kispert, which we will accept. And then qualifying offers, Pelle Larsson. Definitely going to bring him back as well. And then free agency. So it's just Pelle Larsson. So we'll bring him back. Is there anybody I can sign? Yeah, we have the ability to sign like a decent player out here. I mean, what could we use? Although, what could we use? So I'm hoping Braden Burries is ready to start this year. We need backup front court players, basically. And just, we'll get Pelle Larsson back. Craig Porter as a minimum contract would be nice. Would he sign a minimum, though? Doesn't look like he would. He might be a solid backup point guard to have, but there might be a better backup 5 to sign. There's Jonathan Isaac or Kenrich Williams. Kenrich Williams will sign a minimum, so we're going to go for him. And then see if there's any, like, centers I can sign for cheap as possible. I don't know if there would be. Because I don't know. Jackson Hayes probably is going to be our best bet, unfortunately. So, Pelle Larsson, Kenrich Williams, and Jackson Hayes. Not bad. I'll take that. That doesn't sound too bad. So, go for that. That's done. Is Craig Porter still signable? No. Okay. So, yeah, this rotation is going to be kind of lackluster. Honestly, the bench is going to be a little weak, but that's what we did when we traded for Embiid. And I guess we'll just bring in Monte Morris on a minimum. I don't know what else we can do. All right. Let's go look at the player progression. So, the one thing we should have is that Durant and Embiid won't be regressing, so that's a good thing. But how is, like, Braden Burries going to look? So let's see. The Durant's 95. Embiid stays basically the same. The Burries up to a 77, so not really quite ready to play. But, yeah, our bench is going to be super weak. I think the second season was our best chance. We're going to try again for the third season, but I am not going to hold my breath on winning a championship and beyond. The Jokic is in Sacramento, and he wins MVP. Interesting. Never seen him go to Sacramento like that. And here are the rest of your awards. He also wins Clutch Player. So here's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second, and All-NBA third. This time, no Miami Heat representing All-Defensive first team and All-Defensive second team. So the one thing we had going for us is that this was a full season with Embiid and Durant and Bam. And they ended up as the second seed in the East, which is great. So 22 from Durant, 20 from Bam, or from Joel Embiid, and then 18 from Kispert. Wow, shout out to Corey Kispert. 18 points per game on 43% from 3. Damn, all right. 16 points from Bam Adebayo, and 10 from Davion Mitchell, and 10 from Pelle Larsson. Okay, well, let's see if we can't get far in the playoffs again, but we do get the Atlanta Hawks, which obviously they're always tough to play, so see how this goes. Game 1 is going to go to us. Game 2 is going to go to us as well. Now, the one thing we have going for us is they don't have Trae Young anymore, and we will beat them in 5. So, W, we're on to the second round, and now we get to play the Celtics, who we beat last year, so I would expect to be able to do that again, but you never know. Game 1 goes to us. Game 2 goes to us. Game 3 goes to them. Game 4 goes to them. Okay. We got a big Game 5 ahead of us here to take the 3-2 lead here. But so far, these playoffs looks like they've been pretty smooth, but now we have a bump in the road here with Boston. We are going to take the 3-2 lead here, which is nice. Beat them in 6. Yes, we're on the conference finals. Okay. So Chicago and Milwaukee. Chicago is the 3. I mean, we might get the 8th seed again, maybe. And no, it'll be the Bucks. We still have home court advantage, though. So we get to play Damian Lillard, Jalen Green, Sadiq Bey. No, Giannis. Wow, he's gone. So I don't know where he went. We got Jabari and Milwaukee as the front court with Jalen Green and Damian Lillard as the back court in Milwaukee. Game 1 goes to us. Game 2 goes to them. Game 3 goes to us. Game 4 goes to them. All right, Milwaukee's giving us some trouble here. Honestly thought this would maybe be smooth because Milwaukee is usually not a good sim team in 2K, but they have a very weird-looking roster. They may take the 3-2 lead, and they do. Oh, boy, we're in trouble. Okay, we got to force a Game 7. Can we do that? On their home floor is the question. You have the lead, but they take it back. Come on, hang on, hang on, hang on. We will force a Game 7. Okay, Game 7, San Antonio awaits us, which is another tough opponent out west. So who knows if we'd even beat them, but first and foremost, we have to beat Milwaukee first. So this is going to be a relatively close game so far, but it looks like we're starting to, separate from them. So we did make it back to the finals. I wasn't confident we would do so, but I'm glad we did. I will say it's probably helping that we pushed the regression down, because if, Embiid and Durant were regressing, this would have no chance at all. Like, this would have been dead already a long time ago. But Heat and Spurs. So we got Demon, Castle, Vassell, Sohan, Wemby, Beers, Isaiah Hartenstein, Nick Smith, and Jovic. Game 1 goes to the San Antonio Spurs. Game 2, we even it up. Game 3 goes to us. Game 4 goes to them. Big Game 5 once again. So Braden Burries and Poe Larson to swap here again. All right, so we're right in the thick of things again here to try to win a championship. But San Antonio looks like they're going to take the 3-2 lead here. So are we going to lose again in the finals? It may look that way. So 110 and 137. We have to force a Game 7. We got to win Game 6. There's no choice but to win here. Backs against the wall. Can we do it and force a Game 7 to happen? It's looking good so far. We have the lead, but they're right behind us. Overtime, and we will hang on. 127, 137. So a Game 7. I'm in the video on this no matter what happens. Game 7 and San Antonio. Might have to jump in and watch if it's a close game. We start off hot in the first quarter. We win the, or it's a tied second quarter, but they're getting back in it slowly but surely. I think we have the advantage, though. I didn't think we'd be able to do it, but we were able to get back to the finals. 126 to 105. Miami is going to win the championships, and Joel Embiid is our finals MVP. So we lost in 7 last year. This time we win in 7. Durant leads a team to a championship. It's all beautiful. I'm going to end it there, guys. I hope y'all did enjoy it. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.